popping? What's happening, young peas? Mzansi, best country in Africa right now because we have been winning in everything. It's your girl here, Lady Mo, and I have us some beautiful and amazing guests. Give it up for the amazing Marie Strand.
That's on par.
How are you doing, darling?
I'm great. How are you?
Such an honor to have you here today.
Suffering now, I'm trying my own music, but I'm good. I'm so excited to be here and
Nice.
to unpack all the stories that you have in that phone of yours. Okay, but I'm happy.
Okay. And guys, give it up for Tariq. Tariq, how are you feeling?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. It's going to be a good afternoon. We're going to
It's
unpack
gonna be an
some
amazing show.
stories, as Marie said, you know?
Yeah. So, all right. So, guys, I just want us to dive in and discuss further. We are about to close off 2024, and the hype has been around Song of the Year and which song is going to be taking us into 2025. So, I just want to know, Maurice and Tariq, which song was the biggest highlight for you in 2024?
So for me, it's definitely. I think I have two songs. It's Zala Tukzini, Sizo Salandaon, ne?
Yeah.
I cannot sing to save my life, but it's that song. It's definitely it's a beautiful song, well composed. And there's a song Umtandazo.
Yes.
Kabza.
By Kabza with Young Stunner.
Exactly. I mean, you go to Groove, you go to actually any musical event. You hear that song playing, you are bound to stand up and sing along,
sing.
no matter what race. That song was,
Yeah.
on everyone's mouth. It was, this is the song. So that's my top two. And I'm not sure if it's fair to say Berimarung. I'm not sure. The reason why, the reason why I say this is because Berimarung was released now.
Yes.
But it's a really nice song. It's a vibe. I mean, you got your kids dancing to it.
Very
Oh mama, oh baba, oh mkulu. Like literally everyone is dancing to that song. And if you're a hater,
Hey.
that's on you. That's just me.
Because also for Christmas days, if you looked on for Christmas Day on TikTok, a lot of families were doing the Bering Maroon challenge. Every family is like Bering Maroon, but it's so amazing. And for you, Tariq?
I've actually got to go similar to Marie. So for my first song, it's also the same, the other Tuxin song. That song just hit hard. And also across the scene, so different, because I DJ different markets.
Okay.
You also saw white people dancing to that song, colored people, black people. So it's
Definitely.
the heart of South Africans. And in another song, I would actually say is more on the deep house side. It's Cubs of the Small and Artwork Sounds. I forgot the name of the song, but it's the recent album they dropped this year. And it's like that whole album just really hit hard. And everywhere I played, particularly that album, was crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Kabza definitely did come through this year, hey?
Cubs okay.
He came through with so many projects. I mean, one of his projects, he had like a 10-minute song, if I'm not mistaken, but the chance.
Yes.
That was a time.
Does that?
Does it?
Only Kabza. And that song is 10 minutes. Yes, it may not be on charts right now, but
Yes.
I can tell you now, a month does not go by without myself playing the Kabza chants.
100%.
It's such a beautiful song. And yeah, man, Kabza is, I don't want to say he's one to look out for because he's been doing it,
He's been doing it.
but he's just, I don't know. I don't even think it's fair to be mentioning Kabza because he's done so much already.
Definitely.
He's on a different level when you compare everybody else.
To Kabza.
Yeah.
So we
different.
So we're basically talking about a legend.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Saying
Time
like
to
a
come.
legend,
People will.
basically.
He is a legend.
And
He's goated.
yeah, you guys keep saying that the Lala Tugzin. I kind of feel like it has been Tugzin's here.
Definitely.
Definitely.
2024 has been his here.
Also, if you look at him internationally,
Yes.
he's traveled internationally, and the shows that he's been doing internationally are crazy this year. So it has definitely been Tuxin's year out of most of the local artists.
Local artist, yes.
He's for the most up and coming and who's got the most time shown was definitely Tuxin.
It has been
But also remember that Lala Tukzin has positioned himself to this huge brand. He's marketable.
Yes.
There's so many amazing artists like, damn, you good. You're supposed to be on the Lala Tukzin. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be your year.
Yes.
But I think Lala Tukzin, yes, he's talented, but he's also made himself marketable.
He made himself a brand that people can relate to.
People
People can relate
but
to.
in the plan.
Exactly.
But it's in the dinner.
So that also contributes to the song of the year or artist of the year.
100%.
You know,
I agree with
positioning yourself into a brand, being marketable. Like I'm Marie Stra, if I'm an organizer, I need to buy you. Like Tariq, like I love your stuff. You know,
and it's only going to add value to your
Definitely.
So no, definitely it's been Tuxin's year, guaranteed.
It has been.
For sure.
Another person that I was watching just yesterday when I was scrolling through Instagram is Shimza.
oh yeah,
Shimza, because Tariq did mention internationally with Tuxin. And the first person that came to my mind was Shimza. Shimza has been all over.
He's actually been on some of the world's biggest stages.
Yeah,
exactly. For main stage overseas, Tomorrowland, and it's just growing. So Shimza's really waving the flag internationally. I think he's at the highest possibly we can go right now.
Shimza takes his brand very seriously, very seriously. Anything that Shimza does, from events, music, anything that he touches, you can tell Luguti, a lot of thought was put into this year.
Guaranteed.
A lot of work was put into this year. Don't play with me.
Look at the Shimza and Friends brand. How it's bro. And that is the one. He touched it.
Right there. It feels like you're in a movie. Exactly. You're there with the cartoons, you know, playing around. Like,
yes. It's a whole different vibe. From when you walk into a Shimza and Friends event, it's totally different.
Also, one thing with the Shimza and Friends event, because Shimza is so internationally right now, he's bringing all that international flavor to us. Yeah. Wait, his events are so unique because it's on an international standard.
Definitely.
and I think he's saying, Uguti, there's more to just going to a field and driving and going home. It's an experience.
Exactly.
He's telling an experience, and that's what we need.
And experiences also equal memories and lifetime
Definitely.
of clientele, because the next person's going to get FOMO and definitely want to be there.
Yashi foam.
Speaking of yes, singing, I cannot deny.
That is another person who had an amazing year.
Brilliant.
And it's crazy because she is so young.
I think she's 21.
Yes, and she's still studying. Is she 21?
Yeah, she's still studying.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she's 21, but I know she's in her 20s, early 20s. But every poster that you come across on Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media platform, you will see Zingumalo there.
And
100%.
she's such a people's person. She loves her fans.
She puts in efforts into her performances. You can
All
see
the
she takes time
Yes.
with her dances, up and down. I remember somebody said, Uguti, Zingumalo is like the next, I don't know why they compared it to Babes Wotumo, or what Babes Wotumo could have been.
Okay.
But they were like, she's more on that level, or probably even better.
She could be better.
She could be. She's so
better.
young.
She's
She's
still
got
young.
time
I
to,
think
get
what
better and understand the
Yes.
industry better and understand herself better and her sound better. So she could actually possibly looking at being better.
Because speaking about sound, she doubles a lot into amapiano and
Yes.
Now you see that's
She's not restricted.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that's like a
Could be a win
Thing?
for her. Yeah, it could be a win.
It could be a win for her.
But I think as time goes, she may have to choose.
She may have to choose.
yeah.
But why would she have to be put in that position where she has to choose?
I think with anything in life, you just need to master one particular thing in life, and you need to be known for one thing. It shouldn't be a thing of zingomalo, oh, amapiano, oh, and also kom. It should be like how uzi nekom blind cannot touch her.
100%.
So I think point valid Tariq would say she eventually will need to choose one specific genre. You know,
Good time, it will have to come.
It will.
another genre that we're not speaking about, eh? Another genre, hip hop. What's hip hop? You feel what you say?
But seen, man.
But in I just wanna shine lights on Usman Mane.
Yes.
Guaranteed. 100%.
Usman Mane has I'm gonna say what I said for. I'm gonna repeat myself. What I said for Ujala Tugzin.
Yes.
Usman Mane has made himself marketable. He's a brand
On his own.
Like every year, or not even every year, every month you see Usman Mane just
Doing
getting
something.
better, growing as an artist.
And besides as an artist, as a person as well, because if you look at his how he is when he's around people. Also in the interviews that he has been doing, he
Yeah.
has grown and become way much better than Usmamani when we first had seen
He
Usmamani.
was shy at
Yes,
then,
he
yeah.
was shy, and now I think he's got more confidence now, and
Mm.
he actually, because when I first met Smamani, he was very shy, didn't want to do interviews. He had this serious face on him, but now he laughs and he can actually say, "Oh, like, okay, Smamani smiles, Smamani laughs."
He's growing.
Yes,
Confidence is built also from
his
the
confidence
first.
has built.
Bro, it's just so unbelievable. I mean, I guess hip hop, pardon me, hip hop is one of those genres that definitely goes unnoticed in
A
South
lot.
Africa.
Yeah,
And he's just shifted. I'm not saying him only. Hey, don't get me wrong. But it's definitely been a smamania.
it has.
Yeah, hip-hop gang.
For the hip hop gang, it has been his year.
Definitely.
That has been his year. And when you, well, like Maurice mentioned, that hip hop goes unnoticed a lot in South Africa. When it comes to us having the list of song of the year on radio stations, right? When was the last time we've actually had hip hop be on that top 10?
It's been a while.
What I told you off air,
Yeah.
I wasn't even born at these. That was probably the last time.
It's been a while.
You know what I think, hey? I think ever since I could be wrong. Ever since Ricky Rick said, listen to the kids.
Yeah.
You can do everything through internet.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, nah, that's true. I'm just gonna focus on doing stuff on the internet.
Yes.
And you really can't blame the hip hop artists that are focusing on streams more than traditional radio or being part of the chart.
Yeah.
You can't blame them.
You know, because the only charts that they're focusing on is international charts.
Definitely.
Because it equals international money. And that's what essentially we'll need right now. The international money helps us artists here in South Africa so much more.
And I think hip hop is one of those genres that it's very hard to just immediately get money, unlike different genres like your house and so on, because that's like more of an international sound, right? So I don't blame them. I think as a hip hop artist, or if I was a hip hop artist, I wouldn't put pressure on myself to be
Part
to
of
be
the
part
top.
of the top 10
Okay, I
charts
get
and
you.
so on. When I'm already making money on Audio Mark, on Spotify, and so on, I'm already on the cover of Apple Music. So why am I putting pressure on myself? Why am I doing that?
To be part of that song of the year.
You know, it doesn't make sense. Unlike Oshimza, Shimza sound is guaranteed international play. Is I sound guaranteed international play? Is all Blackie, well, Blackie, I'm just making an example, he's really big, but is, okay, should I say the Quellas? You think you're the Quellas
On an international song? Not really.
Not every hip hop song will be played internationally, unfortunately. But when we compare it to house, because house is such a universal
It is
genre
universal.
that is so reciprocated all over the world, that it's easier just to spread than hip hop. Hip hop, it has to relate to that person. So it depends on the region where that people are from. Do they relate to the story? Do they understand the story?
Mm-hmm.
That's what limits hip hop a bit to this.
It does. And our country's been doing so well lately. Like everybody wants to come to South Africa. Do you think that the Amapiano genre has created or has it put our country out there?
Definitely. I don't know much history about Amapiano and house music, but I do know it originates in South Africa, right?
Yes, 100%.
Notice how our sound, South African sound, is going out there in comparison to hip hop. Hip hop is not really from South Africa.
That's not.
You know, it's overseas.
Yes.
But back to your question. Amapiano has definitely put South Africa on the map. We got your Uncle Waffles,
Yes.
Durban Gogo, Focalistic,
So
Bobby Cooper, Batsini Bona, Mike Front, Step My Puma, DJ Maporisa, Abza the Spore. Bro, people are literally traveling through Amapiano.
100%.
Mumfela as well.
Months ago, Kabza and Maporisa hosted
In
first
London.
event in the middle of central London.
Yes.
It's a sold out show in the one day.
Look at
I'm
that.
a piano.
Look at
And it's crazy because majority of the time they do not even understand what's being said in the song.
But it's the rhythm.
Exactly.
The beat and the rhythm. And
The beat and the rhythm that
they
the
want
energy, the experience.
yes, that makes them so interested in like, oh my God.
So definitely Amapiano has put us on the map. I mean, yo, Amapiano guys, and I think Amapiano also. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. It comes from Kwaito, right? Kwaito.
Yeah, it's got side title and
Was it mixed?
Yeah,
it's got some quiet take. That's
It got some and they say tribal music.
a little bit of trouble.
Yes.
so it's safe to say that
It's South African sounds.
it
put together.
elevated Kwaito and the tribal,
Yes.
you know, because now they've introduced Ama 3 step into it and all of that.
Even also Amapiano's got a big foundation of deep house.
Yes.
Because we also forgetting that deep house, I always say deep house is a foundation for music in South Africa. Because when we look at the early 2000s, that Soul Candy era, how that era had the whole entire country whipped. Every single radio chart, every single YouTube, every single club, every single restaurant
CDs.
played them.
Yay.
And even till today, when you hear those old classics,
It's still a banger. Everyone still
it
dances.
takes like
Yes.
us particularly back to our youth. It takes our parents back to that particular time and so that's what I always say. It's also Amapiano's got a lot of deep house in it. That's one of the foundations of house music in South Africa in particular. You have to have deep house no matter what.
You have to have deep house. So we'll get back into it. We're going to just head into a 5 minutes break. And I want us to keep speaking deeper on Song of the Year 2024 to go Lady May with Marie Stry and Tariq. And welcome back, guys. Shout out to BTV and shout out to World Sports Betting. Do not forget to go ahead and bet now for your Song of the Year 2024. Now, Maurice and Tariq, it's been fun, but still going on what is taking place with the Song of the Year in 2024. So I was just going through the list and I just wanted to understand, what do you guys think around the culture of Song of the Year in South Africa?
I think I just recently found out that no other country has Song of the Year. Which got me thinking that Song of the Year is actually a huge culture in South Africa. I remember being that 9-year-old kid getting reading 8 at 81.
Yay!
Ebona,
With your jeans.
you know, basic as well. You know, what's it? 3, 2, 1. Big Nas is playing, you know, Song of the Year. So it's definitely a culture movement.
Yes.
It's part of culture. It's part of our childhood. It's something that's not going to drift away anytime soon. But it looks like it's heading there. Slowly heading
So there's a
there.
bit of a dip right now.
Yeah, definitely right now, which can actually shoot up in time. So yeah, that's just my take on Song of the Year. You know. So yeah.
Definitely have to agree with Maurice there that the fact that it's embedded in South African culture.
Mm-hmm.
Music alone is so strong in South African culture.
Definitely.
It stands a lot. So it still does mean a lot to people. I think it doesn't mean as much.
As it used to.
Maybe it's just the younger generation that are not
Definitely, yes.
used to it because they not so used to radio. They got more technology and Spotify. So maybe we're seeing the dip in it right now because it's only the older generation who are still voting and making an attempt to listen to radio. So maybe that could be the bit of the dip right now. But it's just about getting radio across and it will come back again because it's been going for so long.
But what makes Song of the Year?
I just want to touch on what Tariq said that the younger generation is not really inclined with radio and all of that. I think it could be more of like a demographic thing because we are makaya, we are told being
Yes.
being our age and all of that. They know what's happening on radio. That's why you find Maskandi songs being part of your top 10 or actually being Song of the Year. So I think it's more of like a demographic thing, like where you are.
I think
Situation.
I think where and it means very situation because if you look at Inganza like Tegwin,
Exactly.
right? Majority of them are into what's trending on YouTube, what's trending on TikTok. They're not really focused on Song of the Year.
Yeah.
They like, okay, Song of the Year, yeah. There's gonna be Song of the Year, but their main focus is like
What's popular?
what did Ghost to be released on YouTube?
What's popular?
What did what's happening at this club, or who's performing, who's doing another event, when the scubs are coming to Durban.
Yeah.
That is their main focus. But they're not worried if Cubs is not gonna make Song of the Year. They're not really worried of Biring Maroon being Song of the Year. But if Biring Maroon is on TikTok and it is trending on Spotify, that's fine. So it's doing its thing. And if it's being played at events, if DJs are playing it for them, that's how they see it. And then with Ingane Lezi Samakai,
Yeah.
Umaskandi, it's like a cultural thing for them. Because bayazi ukuthi baba, omkhulu,
Definitely.
sis bethu, they have to make sure what they vote. So it's like a trend for them
Yeah.
emakhaya.
But also that kind of answers your question, Uguti. What makes Song of the Year?
Yeah.
Right? Your TikTok challenges. It's just unfortunate. I say unfortunate that in order for a song to be popular
Yes.
or to gain that popularity or whatever, it needs to kind of be on TikTok.
Yeah. But there has to have a challenge.
And it kind of contributes to Song of the Year.
Mhm.
What's popping on the streets? What
At that time.
challenges are we doing on the streets? You know?
Yeah.
All of those factors contribute to
Song of the Year.
Of the Year.
Exactly. And the fact that Marie said the streets, that's where the real music is played. That's
Definitely.
where people that's where people who feel the music in their heart really listen
It's
to it.
on
Those
the
are the
street.
actual people who are voting. When you think about it, it's the people on the streets because they actually got the love for the music.
But you know what's my chat with those people is they have the love for music, but there's also that bit of hate. It's like, okay, we're not getting that spotlight, we're not getting that platform.
Yeah.
So why
Yes.
should I vote for Song of the Year? So it's always going to be that,
There's that catch-22 with it.
you know?
Definitely.
So there's definitely going to be that. And it's like, okay, you know what? Since this particular radio station in Germany is not supporting my music, I'm not going to worry about charts. I'm not going to worry about any other factors that is just going to push me to Song of the Year. I'm just going to worry about making the money.
money only and not worry about anything else, but just making the money.
Sad, but
That
I
is
guess
the
that's
truth.
what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It
it's
definitely is the
become
truth.
like that.
Yeah. But I think as much as we worry about Song of the Year, and I think it's always what's trending at that time, but what happens with those songs that have been trending from the beginning of the year up till now?
I mean, look at I almost fainted last year. Mnike. Guys, you all know Mnike with the bookies all. We had Rihanna on interview saying like Mnike Batala ICU. That's my favorite song.
And that song did internationally. It literally went international
It
numbers.
did.
too.
It did.
So it is something to think about because clearly, if that wasn't Song of the Year, then what? How are they judging it?
Exactly.
Yes.
And then this year, all of a sudden, okay, I'm probably gonna be biased. I love Berry Maroon. Blah, come on, man, come on, cash content. But it's for me. I don't think it should be Song of the Year because it was just released now. I'm looking at the period that it has been, moving around, the trends and all of that. I mean, we can't base Song of the Year of 2 months
But
or a month.
what about Scooter Baba as well? And it's part of the top 10. And Scooter Baba was also released not just so long ago.
Exact same thing. And I keep on saying that it's all about being popular,
Yeah.
it's PR. It's PR, honestly. It's honestly just PR. Because how can you have Scooter Baba Song of the Year? Let's highlight here, guys. Let's highlight here.
So to tackle on you were talking about we were talking about Maskandi and Emakai. Gucci has been the biggest topic right now.
Yeah, I've been
Because what I've noticed is that when I speak to people on the streets, right, and be like, okay, which song do you think is gonna be Song of the Year for 2024? They'd be like, Ish, I would love for it to be Bering Maroon. I would love for it to be Scooter Baba. I would love for it to be so and so and whatever. But if we're being honest, it's gonna be Gucci. Sunday.
Definitely going to
So-
be Gucci.
That's what they be like. They're like Gucci. They're like, so because now we were telling them that you actually have the option to now bet on Song of the Year instead of you just voting. You can actually make money from it. So like, I wouldn't take my money and waste my money and be like Bering Maroon. As much as I love that song, I just wouldn't waste my money. I'd put my money on Maskandi because that's for the past how many years has
a
Maskandi been?
traditional sound for
Song
South
of the
Africa,
Year.
and it's
Yeah.
so many people will always relate to Maskandi. So that's why.
Also, those people that are voting for Maskandi, They're actually taking out their cell phones and
And
estimating that R1.50. Unlike myself, I'm not gonna lie, I'll complain on social media.
But you won't go and vote.
Nigga, that's supposed to be song of the year, but I've never in my life voted R1.50. Why? Why am I doing that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Not even a why. I'm just lazy. I'm not going to do that. You know? But I want to touch on Gucci. You go on YouTube right now. The last time I checked, Gucci released a video 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
And the views are sitting on 5.3 million views.
Wow.
Something that's unheard of in South Africa.
Do you think maybe all the Song of the Year questions maybe put a factor towards it? Because people who didn't know about the song are now suddenly like, hey, this person said that's Song of the Year. Let me go check it out. So maybe that could have also
With
contributed
influence, yeah.
Yeah, but
because of in
influence.
such a short period of time how the numbers are drastically increasing. That could also have probably helped because of popularity now.
Definitely, but also let's not forget. I'm gonna be what they said, devil advocates or whatever.
Devil's advocate.
Let's not also take away from what the song is.
100%.
Some songs are really well
It
composed,
has that it factor.
and it just so
It's
happened
one.
that the song was released towards the end of the year.
True.
You know, Gucci is a nice song. Ilale, ilale. I'll listen to Maskandi,
But yes.
catch me at an event. It's that is lale, lale.
Yeah, it says like. And it was funny. That's the most part that everybody knows.
Exactly. You know, it's not a terrible song. I mean, listen to Maskandi. Maskandi is a beautiful sound.
Yes.
Like I've never heard, pardon me, a bad Maskandi song.
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really familiar with instrumentals, but like you hear that guitar.
It's Kulu.
You know,
Back in the day, type of vibes, chilling in the yard there.
it's just
You know?
one sound that you unable to ignore,
Exactly.
and you just have to give it to them. And people, people who are Ohlala Makaya, or people who stay in Makaya,
Yes.
are definitely voting. Tariq are definitely voting, bro. They know what to do. Not everyone has time for data and Wi-Fi,
Yes.
but people are listening to radio. You know, a lot of people get introduced. Some may not know this. A lot of people get introduced to a song on radio
Yes.
before streaming.
it.
Yes.
Some companies like your Sony and all of that actually test out a song on radio before they actually put it out on Spotify and whatsoever.
100%.
Yeah.
So
You find a lot of pre-releases actually done on radio just to get your audience interaction and get them used to it.
Yeah.
So Tariq from the farms from the farms hear that song like, oh snap, I like the song, and it just so happens the song's gonna be part of the top 10. I'm definitely gonna vote.
For it.
100%.
It's the same thing we were speaking about off air, and you mentioned to me what happens to the elderly people. Like, do you know that my grandmother, up till today, she doesn't use these phones. She still uses those Nokias. You know those Nokias?
Yeah.
With just numbers and letters. And when I go to see her, she's like, Mo, did you hear that on radio they said this is happening at a certain place? I wrote down a number for you. I wrote this. So majority of the older generation prefer to still listen to just radio.
Definitely.
They are getting it.
And mind you, with those phones, was it not easier to dial the star one what and you vote?
It's much easier.
It was much easier, and it's actually easier for the elderly people because they understand it better compared to saying, "Okay, Gran, here's this phone, and then I have to teach her. You do this. This is how you go." They'll get confused. You think she'll have the energy to go on her iPhone or Samsung
Yeah.
and type it, whereas she can always take a Nokia and just go doot 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 doot,
Done.
vote it and done.
And it's just not also elderly people. Some people are just not on social media like that.
Exactly.
They may have a smartphone,
Yes.
but they prefer to listen to radio,
Mm-hmm.
exogo, driving, and all of that.
Radio.
You know, a lot of people drive and like, oh, I like this song. I've heard amazing songs on radio. You know, I'm like, oh, this is a very nice song.
Yes.
So you don't really have to be on social media and so on. It's really just listening to the song like, oh, this song, I heard this on radio and the song's going to be on top 10. I like it. I'm going to vote for this.
So I think I don't know. I feel like people need to be more encouraged to do this voting thing.
Yes.
Like, don't
Yes.
don't talk and be like, you know, and
That's what
complain.
mean.
We've
That's
been
the
talking.
streets are doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the difference.
So we've been complaining, but guys, it takes nothing just to go ahead and vote. And even better now, you can actually bet. Do you get what I'm saying?
You stand a chance to win.
You're voting slash betting, and you're making money.
Exactly.
And I can't get a phone. And I don't know. I probably could win a milli. You know, Let me SMS now.
Make that bet, and then we'll eat that money together, G.
Wow, that's the plan.
You get what I'm saying? Guys, just to go ahead and wrap it up, we have mentioned what we think about Song of the Year for 2024. We've given all our opinions. So I just want to move over and hand it over to our girl, Icy, so she can get to tell us what the people in the streets actually kind of think. But before we get there, when I'm speaking about streets, the first thing that comes to my mind is if you go into Emalokshin, like for instance, or Chesterville, Umlazi, a lot of our brothers, I'll say our brothers, Namapolo, like to play your deep house and stuff like that. And majority of the time, deep house is not always on the charts. No. And you, a deep house DJ.
Yes.
So, like, if you could just tap in, what do you think about that? The deep house.
With deep house, as I mentioned earlier, my honest belief is it is part of South African music because it's a foundation of a lot of other genres. We look at Amapiano, as we mentioned, and also Afro house, Afro tech is very big and really based off deep house. But when we look at deep house, I think this year we've got to look at one artist in particular who's been really waving that flag, and also now on an international level where he performed first time this year in London.
Yes.
Was Oscar.
Oscar Mbio.
MBO.
Oscar Mbio. Yeah, he's been doing stuff.
He's been really doing stuff at the highest. And then also another person I need to highlight, because he was in the radio industry for many years in South Africa, is Kid Funk.
Oh,
Yes, shut down the South African deep house.
Definitely for years.
And he's really opened up that factor with now taking over the biggest house music label in the world. And he's based in London full time. So now with that being said, every single week we have a new South African deep house artist featuring in London on shows and making a debut. So Kid Funk has really opened up the doors
for deep house.
For deep house, and I believe that deep house international, like a South African sound, is going to become international very soon.
Very soon.
And also, to add it on top, earlier Maurice mentioned a bit of that 3-step sound that you're hearing recently.
Definitely.
That
is
really going to be taking over. I don't know if you were there. I think I did see you at the one Stay True Sounds event.
Was it by
The Villa?
No. Definitely not me. Maybe I'm not sure.
I don't know. It was in the beginning of the year. But the Stay True Sounds is a big deep house label, which is owned by Kid Funk. And they did their first event in Durban this year. And they did 2 events this year, both fully sold out.
Nice.
And deep house the whole night. And the beautiful thing about it was there's all races, all different types of people. So that genre in particular really, really does unite.
No DNA, just RSA.
Exactly.
That's on her.
No DNA, just RSA, guys. Yeah.
Just deep house as a whole, it will never get the top charts. It will never get the recognition that I believe it should get. But it will always be, I think, when our grandchildren are running the streets of South Africa, they're going to be like still listening to
deep house, and they still be listening to Biring.
Exactly.
Hana, come on, cash content. I want a quick question.
Yeah.
Do deep house, artists actually monetize? Do they get money?
It depends to this. So there is a handful of them now that, with the help of Kid Funk, a lot of them are getting signed under Kid Funk or getting in the correct management agencies that are actually nurturing them and looking after them. So the monetization of things is really starting to get a lot better now, especially when you get signed with Stay True Sounds. We look at like the likes of Atmos Black, one of the biggest names in the world right now, who really developed and really became himself through Stay True Sounds, and then got his management agency, which now he's part of Mayoni, which is Zakes' agency.
Yes.
So he's part of that. So they really are getting the opportunity to monetize themselves. but it's still not the limelight. So no one focuses on deep house artists. Like if you say you're a deep house artist or DJ, people will generally give you the earliest set of the day, like to start the party off. So it is slowly starting to get better because the limelight from a couple years ago in the early 2000s, where deep house was the stuff, black coffee.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Like black coffee made deep house what it is in this country. And it won't be like that. Maybe one day in the future it will be like that. But right now it's not like that. So the deep house artists are suffering quite a bit. But where they are making money is the events. Their deep house events, the ticket prices are quite high.
And people buy those tickets, hey?
They sell out so quick.
Yeah.
So that was a very good question you asked, and it is slowly getting better compared to how.
Because I find that majority of artists, when you look at their journey, it's always I started off with deep house and I'm into amapiano, and it's actually sad to see that and or hear that because
basic example of that is Black Coffee.
Yes.
Started off with deep house and Zakes when he started off with Zakes his electronic side.
Yes.
Started off with deep house, and now they both merged into Afro, which is more the international sound. So deep house, as I mentioned, it's a literal foundation of South African music. You can put it on those lines of Maskandi, Tribal, because they all generate. And in the houses, like as you mentioned earlier, you go in the townships, like one of my favorite places to actually ever play and go to is Mojo's Car Wash.
what you doing there?
Hey! You going to my location, imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
It's a jump.
That's interestable and also on Sundays.
That is the place. Oh, I've
On Sundays.
played there a couple times now.
Yeah.
I mean, my best set was a Sunday set though.
I think Sunday and deep house just makes sense. I did.
It does. It just makes sense. So as much as it is a tough one, guys, with the song of the year for 2024, I just want to hear your guys' opinion. And what opinion do you guys have? Any ideas that can actually help people go out there and vote and also bet?
Vote, guys. Vote. I know I'm not going to vote. I am going to be one of those people that will go on internet and complain and say, Burimarung, pardon me, was supposed to be the song of the year. But vote. Don't be like me. If you do want a particular song to be pushed out there, at least contribute something. At least say, "Hey, I vote." You know, that's the only thing you can do. You know, vote so you can see your song being part of the top 10. And also, artists, take yourself seriously.
Yes.
Look at the Maskandi artists; they are investing in themselves. You know, they can simply put 100K. And make people vote. They will go to Amalokshini or wherever and say,
Almost do like a rally.
Exactly, they do that. They really do that. I think I heard Vinny or Shangwa saying one of the guys was giving out teas, vote for my song, because Maskandi artists actually do that. They put money into their music. You know, I don't know where they get the money, but for some reason they always have money to do that. So do the exact same thing from Amapiano, from hip hop. I just feel like majority of the artists in those genres really just rely on internet, and then when they don't get the full results that they're looking for, like being part of the song of the year, they want to complain on social media.
Yeah.
But they don't look at the back end of the other artists, or should I say Maskandi artists. They actually put in the work. They actually work hard for song of the year. Yes, they may buy number one spots, but that's not putting the work. But okay, that's a terrible example. But just put in money, put in the work, print out teas, invest in yourself, do something.
Invest your time, your money, and
You
put
know?
in effort. And I promise you, it'll just equal greatness if you can put your head down. And also in the music industry, like you're gonna have a lot of highs and lows. So if you don't get Song of the Year this year, you work for next year, and you keep on pushing. But to help keep on the Song of the Year, we need everyone to vote constantly, because
Definitely.
also what that does is also helps the artist and builds the artist's confidence to create another Song of the Year. So your artist could be creating hit after hit after hit, and that's just gonna bring you joy, essentially.
Do you have any accomplishments that you're most proud of in 2024?
The Marie Straw, okay? I'm girl man now. Thank you, man. It's been such a crazy year. Yeah, 2024 definitely pushed me to 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 do a lot. Yeah, do a lot. I've accomplished quite a lot. You know,
Definitely.
I'm not gonna lie. I did end of the year on a really good and high note. It's my favorite saying, on a good and high note. So yeah, man. More if you know the vibes. One of my accomplishments. Joined one of the biggest radio stations in KZN. Another big accomplishment. So yeah.
Definitely. Yes, we will look out for you, darling, and Tariq.
Yeah, 2024 has been a great year for me. Musically, my DJ career has taken off drastically from maybe having like one booking a month to gratefully this month, December, I had 26 bookings.
Bro, I'm seeing you all over.
So,
Like, no, I'm not gonna lie to you.
thank
That's
you.
good.
So I appreciate it. So like it's been a tough year working a lot of ups and downs, but also I've also started with the radio station. So I've also now becoming a small radio presenter and content creator. Just learning that being an artist is not only mastering the music, but there's a whole lot of different aspects. So you got to be a people person. There's PR, there's media. So it's just been a good year learning all over and excited for next year, to be honest with you. Yeah, I DJ for all the comedians.
Multi-talented DJ. Don't play.
Well, guys, it's so important for you to also mingle, go out there, like Tariq said, and just build relationships with people. So, like we say, being an artist is not just knowing that specific thing. That
Yes.
it's important to
Build a network.
yeah, so people. It's hard, guys. It's hard, especially like nowadays. You have a lot of content creators, and I feel like so many people just want to do a lot of things at once
Yes.
because what's trending, they want to do it and think that they good at it or think that that's their passion when it's actually not your passion.
What they don't realize, a lot of people, is like people that are popping right now have been doing this for so years.
Yep.
Pretty much all of us sitting right here have been doing this for a long time now. And we're only like starting to see how we're popping now.
Definitely.
So that's also a lot of things that people don't ever realize. They think, oh, like it's really such a minute percentage of overnight stars. Everyone thinks just everyone's an overnight star, and it doesn't work like that.
This dry has been working for the past 10 years.
Imagine. But guys, it has been an amazing set. Thank you so much to Maurice Shah. Shout out to you. Shout out to Tariq for his setting this through and talking about Song of the Year for 2024. Guys, I will be seeing y'all in 2025. Do not forget to go ahead and place your bet for Song of the Year on World Sports Betting. It is BTV and your favorite girl here, Lady Mo. Shout out. See you in 2025. Don't forget to check out You Know the Vibes by Maurice Stride, by the way.
I'm allowed to promote myself. Okay, fine. You know what? You didn't say yes or no, but I'll do it. On Instagram. On Instagram, it's You Know the Vibes or YKTV_MD. Pop culture events, I got you covered in South Africa, friend. And also Maurice Dry on Instagram.
Boom, boom. And you guys heard it for yourself. It's BTV again with your favorite girl, Lady Mo. We out.